What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Never Fail. I hope you enjoyed that Ode to Frito, the Dolphin Dive, away from Hellstorm Missile Harm. And we're going to jump right into the topic of conversation, which is what would make Call of Duty perfect for me. And we're going to start off with the topic of gun balance. I think oftentimes when gun balance is talked about, people look at it from their own perspective instead of everybody's perspective. So I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I'm looking at it from everybody's perspective. I'm not. I'm just looking at it for what would make it perfect for me while trying to keep other people in mind, but most of this shit is just about me. And just keep in mind, because like I said, we're talking about weapon balance, keep in mind that every primary has to have a place, something that it sells at that nothing else is better than it, and in that category, and this is in my opinion. So we'll start right off with the good old sniper rifle, since everybody either loves or hates snipers. There's no like middle ground on that. So sniper rifles. For me, sniper rifle should be the dominant long-range weapon in the game in regards to long lines of sight on choke points throughout the map. The sniper rifle should absolutely dominate. On long-range engagements, medium to long range, it should be a one-hit kill in my opinion from the chest up. And obviously a headshot would be a one-hit kill no matter what. But what I would preferably like to see with the sniper rifle is I would like to see them have larger amounts of recoil for the semi-autos so that you can't spam it like you can the SVU. That dude's teabagging me. I deserved it. But also I would like to see sniper rifles have to, preferably I'd like to see them have to deploy a bipod in order to actually fire. None of that quick scoping stuff. I don't like it. I think it's kind of cheesy. But I can get by with them not making you use a bipod. I can understand that. But in that event, what I would like to see is I would like to see the short range damage actually be a one-hit kill to the head only, two-hit kill to the body. That way, you can't run around and try to use a damn sniper rifle like a shotgun. A sniper rifle should be for long-range engagements, and it should put value on precision shots and not spamming it and not just praying to God that you hit your target. So that's really all I'm going to talk about on the sniper rifles, and we're going to get right into the next one-hit kill weapon, which is shotguns. Keep in mind, with me saying all this stuff, I don't really care for one-hit kill weapons all that much. I feel it's too forgiving. I feel that one-hit kill weapons require less skill to succeed at, because you can get shot 2-3 times, turn around, pull the trigger once, and win the gunfight. With that said, shotgun should be the dominant, and I do mean dominant, close quarters weapon in the game. Pinpoint blank period. Within close quarters, and I'm talking like knife lunge type quarters, say up to 5 to 8 meters or so, it should just be absolutely devastating. And obviously any semi-auto or fully auto ones should be more than a one-hit kill. It should be a two-hit kill minimum, unless you hit them in the head. And that's really all I got. Like I said, I mean, close range, it should be the dominant weapon. Anything outside of super close range, it shouldn't be really all that well. That way you have to adapt your playstyle if you want to use one of those. The knife. Let's get into the knife. This is another topic of conversation people hate. This shouldn't be a panic knife. The knife should be equipment only, like the ballistic knife, plain and simple. If you want a knife, you should have to equip the ballistic knife. Or you should have to switch to it like it was a ballistic knife. And it should be free, I guess, in that situation. But the knife, in my opinion, should be a two-hit kill from the front, one-hit kill from behind, and a ballistic knife fire blade should be a one-hit kill regardless. Because if they hit you with that, then they deserve to kill you. Or they got really lucky, in which case, you shouldn't get overly upset about luck. Kills that people get off luck, but I know we all do, and I'm guilty of it myself. Now, with assault rifles. Assault rifles, in my opinion, should be the dominant mid-range weapon in the game. And they should dominate anything other than sniper rifles at long range. Obviously, faster fire rate should have less damage. Slower fire rate should have more damage. But they should all be competitive with one another. And I think that's where something gets mixed up in what a lot of people think about gun balance is. It's not that all the guns are competitive with one another. It's that every gun in a certain class is competitive to one another, in my opinion. And that every class actually has a reason to be used, something it excels at that no other gun can outgun it at if all things are equal in regards to the skill of the players. But I also feel that with assault rifles, the max capacity on any clip should be 35. I don't think any assault rifle should have 35 or more than 35 rounds, because if they do, then they become too much like a submachine gun or a light machine gun. And of course, player speed needs to be reduced while using them. Not to the point of light machine guns, but should definitely move slower than using an SMG, which pretty much every Call of Duty has gotten that pretty damn accurate in my opinion. Now, on to the submachine guns and what's caused a big outcry here recently with the nerfing of the PDW and the MSMC. Submachine guns should in fact be, in my opinion, the dominant short-range weapon on the game. They shouldn't really be worth a damn at long ranges. You know, it should require 6 to 7 bullets to kill somebody at long range, which some of them do. And they should have large amounts of recoil when you are trying to shoot long range. But obviously they should have the best hip fire spread in the game. They should have the best mobility outside of knives. And basically anything between shotgun range, which we'll say, what, 8 meters, to what we would call medium range, and let's just put an arbitrary number on it and say 20 meters or 15, 20 meters. Everything between those two numbers, submachine guns should be the best weapon for that range. Now, that brings us to light machine guns, and light machine guns is the one I had the hardest time really pinpointing, because it's a hard weapon to place. Obviously, it needs to have a minimum of 75 rounds. Oh, and I forgot to mention, max clip capacity on any submachine gun should be 40, unless you're running extended mags. Otherwise, you get bullet spam, and that's why everybody hates the PDW, is because of the 50-round clip. But light machine guns, minimum 75 rounds in a clip. That's what a light machine gun's for. It's for suppressive fire, but it's hard to place. It's kind of one of them ranges that needs to excel at both short and mid range, or one of them weapons, excuse me, needs to excel at both of those. So essentially it needs to be better than an AR at short range while being outclassed by it at mid range, and it needs to be worse than a submachine gun at short range while being much better at mid range to long range. And it's tricky. See, with most Call of Duties, as far as I'm aware, it's all hit or miss, hit or miss. It's 20-50 or whatever, you know. Excuse me, 30-20. The damage only drops as the range increases. I don't think it should be that way. I think there should be damage amplifiers or damage drops for ranges, for 3 tiers of ranges: short, medium, long. Really 4, because you need close quarters, short, medium, and long range. And there should be different damage tiers for each weapon for those 4 tiers, and it would make it much easier to balance weapons post launch. But it will make it more difficult for the developers, because there's a lot more data that has to go into that, a lot more testing. But it's something they should be able to do. But like I said, you don't want to have a situation where one gun just completely outclasses everything. Like in Black Ops 1, assault rifle's by far the best weapon. But you also got to keep in mind that in order to achieve perfect weapon balance, you have to have maps that can cater to every one of these weapon classes. Every map needs to be able to cater to them for the most part. Because if not, then one weapon class is going to dominate. And a lot of people have said, and I would agree, Black Ops 2 maps, for the majority, do cater to submachine guns. That doesn't mean that submachine guns should be the most dominant weapon on the game, and none of the other weapons should have a place without nerfing the submachine guns horribly. That's just not good map design in regards to being able to use any weapon. You should be required to change up your playstyle if you want to use a different weapon, because it should have a strength where it outclasses everything else at that, you know, style. But we might speak on this a little bit more. This video is coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks.